Yeah, I wasn't using those slides.
Question. As far as PDPIC,
Yeah,
so I had a flight where we were gonna do a fun flight like in a couple weeks at night, so I needed to get my night currency. But then I also was like, well, I'm up here, we might as well get um more night landings towards the commercial that I'll need
yeah,
with a CFI.
yeah.
At the time I didn't, I don't like night by myself yet,
Fair enough.
so I brought her with,
Yeah.
and then
Your friend?
Yeah.
Or instructor?
both.
Okay.
So then I was realizing that it didn't count my my landings towards the commercial. So then I was trying to switch it. I was trying to take off her signature and make it a PDPIC. But then she was like, well, you can't do PDPIC because you aren't current to carry me. So do you know if I'm allowed to separate that flight out into 2 entries? To have one be like 0.4 of the 3 currency ones, and then the second one of the 4 other landings for PDPIC?
I'm sorry, you'll have to kind of let me wrap my head around this
Mm-hmm.
again. So you were doing a night flight. And the whole thing was at night?
Yeah.
And what was the purpose of it?
I needed to get my night currency for a future fun flights.
Okay.
But then I was like, well, might as well do more landings towards the night ones that I need. And
Which night ones?
like the 10 for commercial.
Okay.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have done more if I would have thought that it would never have counted. So what I'm wanting to do is make it 2 separate entries. The first 3 as the currency with her signature, and then the last one's PDPIC to get those to count towards my time.
Let me think about it. Because so there is no reason why you would have to log them separately. So you can just log the whole thing towards, I don't know even what it is, 61, 129 Alpha 4, I think it is. Morning.
Very full classroom.
Huh?
It's a very full classroom.
Yeah, there's actually no more space in this class,
Yeah.
so, yeah. Um, how's it going?
Hi, question for you.
Yeah,
Do you mind if I use your computer just super quickly?
yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I really apologize. I don't my African.
Yeah, you go for it. That's fine.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's no reason, you don't have to log the learnings towards 6157 for your night landings. You just do the night landings. Do you know what I mean? So you just log the whole flight towards 61,129.
Because I logged the whole flight before, but it wasn't showing up in my commercial, like report thing that generates.
When and where did you do the landing?
Here.
Tower.
Huh.
Let me see the entry.
Do you know if I try to print it from here, is it going like nothing's gonna happen? Okay.
No, you gotta send it to dispatch.
Okay. Hello. Hi, how are you? Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good
So
right
there's
now.
three
Just,
nights,
trying to print my active form,
Okay.
and then after
They don't
that,
even have to
I'm
be
pretty much
full
good to go.
That's true.
Excellent, good.
So I was wondering, all seven, where's it? This will show up.
Well, yeah, I'll
before
be in probably like 30-ish minutes.
I'm being completed.
Those should be there by 8. Talk to you yesterday.
Originally I had a signature.
Okay,
first.
perfect.
Looks like should
I
we
read
get
the little
going?
asterisk at the bottom.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
then.
it was looking like it might be marginal.
Yeah.
Like,
Still doesn't show.
by the time I'm ready to take off, like when I looked yesterday, I haven't looked today, but, I will, I mean, obviously, because people are taking off right now, so it's gonna be
The
fine.
little asterisk in the report says it has to be
Yeah, I just gotta look along.
PIC solo
Wait,
or
2 to 3 hours.
PIC,
Okay, perfect.
which technically I
Yeah.
haven't completed
All
that.
right, I'll see you later. I'm sorry, I'm kind of just right now.
Yeah, if you put it as solo, does it show up?
I
See
haven't
if
tried
that's-
that yet. I asked Corey if I should, and he said no. I asked Corey if I should, and he said no.
I mean, you shouldn't, but just more for, the testing whether that's the issue. Trying to just sort of see where the algorithm's at.
Hmm. Still not showing.
Who's it?
Come on, we just gotta keep going. Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
I think that's yours. Hey, Dora.
Did you the framework, like yesterday?
No, which one?
Thought it was you. Michael, who were you with yesterday?
I was with, Mia.
Oh, okay. The reason I thought it was.
Oh, man.
Okay, big Mexican guy right here. Might as well pick up signs. No, I don't believe that. I made a joke. They have gone,
People are real play this.
Hey. Big deal.
I suppose I need the keys to fuel your plane, yeah?
I think that they're in, the room.
Okay. And then you can't print it from that computer, so you'll have to send it to the KSEE dispatch.
Yeah, I'm trying to email it right now somehow.
Okay, you probably, like, it's not a big deal if you have the IACRA printed or not, but just in case there's something wrong with the electronic IACRA. At the time of your check product, you can at least look at that.
Okay, perfect.
Other guy shot. Is that gonna be? There. So if I just find. This is devastating. How? Because like this room's up. Oh, it is? Yeah. Okay, yeah. I was gonna let you know what it was, they don't usually do stuff, they might be there. But they don't. Oh. It's like 2 flights, but then it's still spot. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh. If you guys send you in I don't know. I don't know why they swapped it, but they put on, there's good one. They not very, yeah, very not allowed to swap. All they did was post sticker, and then you guys had a whole conversation about how I needed your sticker. So I don't know, that's why it's there. Because it was not swap yet. Yeah.
How'd that work out for you?
Yeah. Okay, other than that.
It's just weird, like, so even with the solo, it's not popping up now.
With solo,
Yeah, cause remember you had me keep solo,
oh, look, the thing on it, you said added an instructor.
but it's
Right,
just
right.
still, it's just still weird that,
You need to add the instructor, take off solo.
but shouldn't it still pop up for solo?
Don't pop up the solo.
Is it
I
weird
don't know.
that-
What's the name? First version?
Yeah,
She's not in there,
yeah,
she is.
or maybe I never added her as a person.
It's like, it's so perfect. So maintenance. I don't think really I feel. Don't.
But the only thing is that she's telling me that she can't be added as PEPIC because it was. First three were for. Currency.
She probably added the PIC because the last one up the currency. Oh, well, why not?
Cause she said I wasn't legal to carry her as a passenger.
But she's not a passenger, she's an instructor. I wouldn't overthink it.
Ultimately, you don't have to log. You don't have to like make a logbook thing saying, oh, these 3 landings go towards my life currency and these, the rest of them were towards commercial. You just log the commercial stuff. And then by default, you've done those 3 landings, so that goes towards your life currency. But actually, you know, you know, and simple stuff like that.
No, it doesn't say that, did it? Where do you see that it says full stop?
In 6157. You know, so there you go. There you go.
Because I might have thought that at first too, and then we looked at it, what's from there. Just the currency ones have to be to a full stop.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Is your currency landings is the full stop, your commercial people.
Right.
Yeah, so it says when the instruction on board log times PIC, specify the relevant flight conditions, i.e. night, and add the instructor to the crew and passenger section as an instructor. The instructor is not providing instructions, so do not log dual time. Failure to do this correctly, G, adding dual time or omitting the instructor from the correct passengers would prevent the time from being completed.
So even though I'm not currently, I can still carry her as a PTXE.
The, um, I mean, yeah,
Here's our vision.
I think so. She's under the role of an instructor. She is PIC, so she's not a passenger. You know what I mean? Like she's not just some random person.
Mhm.
She is a she is an instructor. She's a pilot.
So could I, as a pilot, hop in with someone who's not current, or no, because I'm not an instructor?
Yeah, you can. I mean, let me see. Means an individual. Person means an individual. I'll do that a little bit. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'll pick it like you're doing. You are here.
That card's finally. Um.
Hey guys, do you guys have the expo marker you're not using today?
Good luck.
Mark.
Oh my god, a Sharpie? Oh my god, this should not be here. This is bad. Someone's gonna pick it up and be like, be line navigation, always on the board the rest of all the time.
Yeah, yeah, sorry, no.
Hey, good for you for showing up for IFR Ground. Good. Well, I don't know where my students are. They should be here too. Okay.
Passenger. Non-work, non-current structure, right structure. Place the word passenger to persons. Definitions of passengers, which includes any person on board aircraft except the person receiving or providing authorized flight training. I do not know. So the reg recently changed. So it used to be you cannot carry any passengers, but it's actually now that you cannot carry any persons. So I'm not sure if she would count as a person when you're PDPIC.
Okay, so before it was phrased passengers,
Yeah,
in which she wouldn't be considered a passenger because
Yeah.
she's.
an instructor. But are you carrying her as a person or an instructor? Is a
Instructor, a person.
person. I think it's totally fine. I can't find the answer in this, but I mean, if she is performing duties of pilot in command, she is by definition the pilot in command, and you're just performing duties. So she's not she's not a person. You're not carrying her. She is overseeing your flight. Are you planning on doing the long cross country on your own or with an instructor?
I'm gonna do it with Corey to double it up with the instruments, cross-country,
Okay,
the one way. Yeah.
all right. Because I was gonna say otherwise just log it as solo. But so the question is, maybe if I type in. If an instructor is on board, the pilot can log the time as PIC if they are determined ready to perform the duties. PIC. This is a way from blah, blah, blah.
What does the PD of PDPIC stand for?
Performing duties. So it means that it's actually for I think it was designed with 141 schools where
Their insurance wouldn't allow them.
yeah, it's something to do with insurance, I think. I don't know. I just send my students solo to that because I feel like it's the spirit of it is that you're learning how to be more responsible.
Yeah, I needed to get current and I barely had I only had maybe, 3 hours of nights. I was like, I don't really feel comfortable going up at night by myself. So I was like, will you just come with me? And then I'll just get my currency and then we'll do more landings for commercial.
I want to say that it's fine. You're not allowed to act as PIC at night carrying persons. I would not say that you are carrying a person. I would say that you had an instructor on board. You could, if you wanted to, there's no reason why you can't just split the flight up and say, okay, during this portion of the flight, she was acting as an instructor, and you make it dual received, and then this portion of the flight was PDPIC.
There's no regular info or anything about.
There's nothing to say that you
Splitting
can't
up.
just split it up. No. Just say after one full stop landing, she just turned into like a lump of stone and was no longer giving you instruction.
But she really wasn't giving me instruction any of the time. It just made me feel more comfortable having more eyes.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's fine logging it as one.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
But the only thing is for me to have it notated as her being PDPIC. Something I read said that she also had to have her logbook say that she was acting as PDPIC, and then my names are. Or no, that's what Corey said, actually. But she doesn't sound like she's wanting to do that.
She doesn't have to do that. She can just write she was PIC in the flight. There's nothing that, I mean, she was pilot in command. She could just put your name in there and she can log it as whatever she wants to log it. You have to put down who's acting as pilot in command. So for example, in my logbook, when I did mine, I did it PDPIC. And I just put PDPIC, or performing duties of pilot in command with instructor name on board. And that was it. I just interesting food for thought.
Okay, next up, this stupid above 10K G airspace.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So I think you were saying it's above 1200 AGL. I guess Agua Caliente was officially axed as an airport.
What was that? What do you mean?
Someone posted that, it was noticed, last night. Also 2 hours ago. Or I guess for tonight. That it's no longer gonna be. Noted 2 years ago, closed. Like it got taken off the charts or something.
Hmm.
I always meant to go there too. Bummer,
It's not on the charts anymore.
apparently not.
Where the hell was Agua Caliente?
According to this picture, right by Gilly intersection. Right outside of Julian.
Isn't Agua Caliente just mean hot water?
Mm-hmm. It was a hot springs.
Oh, so it would have been, wasn't it like just north of Palm Springs then?
It was just south of Anza Borrego Desert State Park. And then right outside that Kane West MOA.
Hmm. Well, it ain't there anymore.
Mhm.
Okay, really. Um, so this is for drones? That's the wrong one. This is the airspace that I was trying to describe here. So you see how on the left where the mouse is, you have, or rather, class echo is all of this dark green stuff. So you see how it extends down from space, and it has one shelf at 14.5, one shelf at 1,200, one shelf at 700, and one down at the surface.
Right. So the only part I wasn't understanding is that I think you were saying that at above 10,000,
Yeah,
the G starts at 1,200 and goes up. Which didn't make sense.
above 10,000, golf is up to actually, is
1200.
this? Yeah, this kind of spells it out here.
That's what I had before, but then I thought you were saying it was on top of it, not below it. And I was like, what?
You thought what was on top of it?
The golf was on top of 1,200, but it's not. It is in fact under it. Correct?
Yes.
Then I'm good.
So do you see in this picture here where this green airspace is there?
Because that's how I understood it to be, and I thought you were saying the opposite, so that's what confused me.
Well, no, because there is Gulf airspace that extends up above 10,000 feet.
No, but is it, so we're above 10,000, right?
Mhm.
Is it from 10,000, wherever the start like ground is at 10,000? Up to 1,200? Or what would this be if it was 1,200 above? This is what I was understanding you to say
I might
yesterday.
need you to draw it because this is.
What pen?
Use your paper, pen and paper.
Okay, so how I've always understood it. It was that above 10, it's everything below 1,200, so 12, below 1,200, right? But then I thought yesterday you were trying to say, no, it's not below, it's above 1,200.
I'm sorry, I don't know what it's saying. So this isn't golf, this is everything. Above 10,000. is 5,111.
Right, but then golf specifically,
Yeah,
I understood it previously to be anything up to 1,200. But I thought you were saying yesterday, no, it's not below, it's above 1,200, and that's the part that confused me.
not below. Golf is not below 1,200 AGL. So there is golf airspace that extends up above 1,200 feet AGL.
In that like
Yes.
thing,
Yeah.
but it's still 1,200 and below as well, right? Because otherwise, what would that be?
It's still 1,200 and below. Yeah, that's still golf airspace there.
So then it would be not just above 1,200, but surface to whatever you were saying it was it 14.5?
Yeah, exactly. This,
Like Alaska.
yeah, like this little section here is where golf goes from the surface all the way up to 14,500.
Okay. But also the other areas where it's just the 12 up to 1,200 feet.
Like down here,
Yeah,
yeah.
because that's, but where's the 10,000 mark
The 10,000 mark is not,
pictured there?
it's not pictured because it's not airspace. It's just a VFR, weather minimums height. Do you know what I mean? Like there is no airspace that starts or begins at 10,000 feet MSL.
Right,
That's purely just something that's found in 91,
so the
155.
surface to 1,200, whether it's below or above 10,000, it's the same,
Whether or yes,
like there's no difference.
correct.
So it's
Yeah.
always gonna be the 1,152.
Below 1,200 feet AGL is always going to be one clear of clouds. Uncontrolled airspace.
So but above 10,000, that's where it's the 1,152.
Above. Sorry. Let's see if we can get on the same page here. If you're more than 1,200 feet above the surface and you're above 10,000 feet MSL, then it's the 5,111 thing, which is this.
That was all the other airspaces.
That's just all airspace that is
Above 10.
above 10,000 feet MSL is
5,111.
5,111. Yeah.
But then what's this then?
That is airspace that is
It's golf,
it is more than 1,200 feet above the surface, but less than 1,200 feet is 152. This stipulation. And this, where is Gulf airspace that is above 1,200 feet above the surface?
just in those few
Just in those
spots.
little spots, yeah.
So it has to be above 10. And
What has to be above 10?
the golf, in order for this to apply,
Golf has to be above
10,000 feet.
10,000 feet. Yes, but for 152,
Yeah,
no. No, it's just anywhere that's inside that blue magenta vignette that is above 1,200 feet is 10,000 feet MSL. Sorry, is 152.
I mean, I love the plane, I just don't like some of the. Okay. Yeah, especially that.
So
and this is just if it's below 1,200 feet then.
correct, yeah.
So above 1,200, below 1,200, no matter the
above 1200, below 1200. Yes.
I'm not supposed to start checking my TV.
So I think this is what you're saying here. Class golf, 1,200 feet or less above the surface is
1 mile clear.
1 mile clear of clouds. So anytime,
No matter if it's
Yeah.
1,000 feet or
yeah, so
12,000
like
feet.
that. Where is it?
Yeah.
Like this sort of idea, I know that says 2,500 feet in here, but like that sort of idea, like you're
Mhm.
above 10,000,
Yeah,
but you're below 1,200 feet AG.
1 mile clear clouds.
Yeah,
But
As soon as
if
you
that
get
was
above
within that little box, then above that spot would then be 1,152.
above that spot.
Above the green,
Um,
as long as it's within that box.
If you are above 10,000 feet MSL, then it becomes 5,111. But if you're within that box, up to 10,000 feet,
Oh, so this is below 10,000 feet. Because once you hit
Yeah,
10, then it's
yeah,
that.
exactly. So that's
Okay.
part of this stipulation there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Did you
below,
solve that?
below 10,000, but above 1,200. Below 10,000, above 1,200, 1,152. Above 10,000, it's goes to the 5,111,
Yes.
no matter if it's in that box or not.
Yes.
Okay. I think I got it.
Oh.
But again, I kind of just rule out the whole above 1,200 feet class golf stuff because it's when are you ever going to be finding that space? It's so rare that you'll be in that. I mean, unless you're choosing to go and find that airspace specifically so that you can use these regulations to your advantage. But it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, why would you be in that airspace for that particular reason? It's kind of almost entirely pointless to have that extra stipulation of theirs. It's, I mean, it's like so tediously minor, the difference between remaining clear of clouds and the 152 thing. It's like, really, if you're like fighting with it that much, then just get an instrument rating. Okay. Filing an alternate airport.
Mhm.
Tell me about your flow.
About my flow?
Yeah, of like,
Okay.
how do we start?
So 1 hour before to 1 hour after my ETA. Right. If it's less than 3 miles visibility and less than a 2,000 mile, 2,000 foot ceiling, then I need an alternate.
Think of it more like you always need an alternate unless the weather is
Unless
better
it's
than
better.
yeah, which is how the reg is.
I would probably get an alternate regardless.
Yeah.
But that's when you need it.
Yeah.
And then. Also, if your destination doesn't have an instrument approach,
Okay. So we determined that we need an alternate, then what?
then the alternate has to have 800 and 2 miles visibility. If it's a non-precision, and 602 for precision.
Okay. And if there's no approach? What if there's no approach?
At the original,
No, at the ultimate.
then you need another one.
No.
Then it just has to be VFR conditions.
Be more specific than that.
Oh, got it.
You need to be able to maintain basic VFR from your MEA all the way down to landing.
Okay, maintain basic VFR from MEA to landing.
So what they're saying is the airport could be reporting VFR, but you could be above a layer.
Mhm.
So you need to be able to make you need to be able to see the airport essentially from where you are.
How would you be able to determine that? If, or I guess the airport, the ceilings that it's reporting would have to be above MEA?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. Oh, and then we get to the airport. Actually, no, let's go back a step. So we want to choose an airport. What are we looking for? How do we know that we can use it as an alternate?
Not following.
Well, there are some airports where it says that it's not authorized to be used as an alternate. Do you remember that?
Okay. It just says that in the supplement, chart supplement. See.
No. What's the other part? TTP targets something completely different. Yeah. I'm trying to find like a specific example for that. So anyway, you go in here, then you go to the section which says IFR ultimate minimums M. So then you go to chapter M, ultimate minimums. It has this A, which you look for, and it's the symbol we use for approach charts. If on your approach chart it says A and A, it means you can't use it there. And if it has this A symbol at all, it just means non-standard ultimate minimums apply restrictions. The precision approach 602, non-precision 802. And
So then for the question, Question, when you not use something as an alternate?
Yeah, how do you know you can use it as a cost?
Can't. But it doesn't have the NA
Yeah, and where do you find that?
on the approach chart.
Okay. And then, even if it does have this A here, that still means there's something non-standard.
Mhm.
So, standard being this, non-standard being. So then we look up the airport in there, whatever it is. We see that it's not authorized when local weather is not available for, the ILS, you need local weather. And then, let's see, on a GPS road for 26 right, stipulation 3, category D minimums 800 and 2.25 statute line. So if you can tell the difference between 2 miles and 2.25 statute miles, then
Not.
you are some kind of genius. Okay, so then when we get to the airport, are we using the alternate minimums or are we using the minimums on the approach chart? Like, do we use 802 when we fly the approach?
Well, if it has alternate minimums, you have to use the alternate minimums, right?
So when an alternate minimum is used? Are they used for flying the approach or for flight planning?
Oh,
Just for planning purposes.
can you explain that?
So, for planning purposes, you just have to be able to say it's standard alternate minimums wherever we're going, and we're doing a localized approach, so it's non-precision. So for planning purposes, we determine that our alternate needs an 800 reported 800-foot ceiling and at least 2 miles of statute. There's 2 statute miles of visibility.
So just checking that the weather will be that.
Yeah. And then let's say you're doing your flight and you go missed and you go to your alternate. When you go there, all the alternate minimums go out the window. You don't care about those. All you need to do
That's
is
just for picking it as an alternate.
correct, yeah.
Okay.
When you fly the approach using the approach chart. That's it. Yeah.
So alternate minimums are for picking it and planning it, but
Yeah, that's correct. Takeoff minimums under IFR, what are they?
for part anyone, nothing, there are none.
Then how about for the other parts?
I don't have those right now.
How about if I say there's a difference
Is it-
between the amount of engines that you have?
Okay, for 2 engines. Is it like half a mile or 3/4?
So if you have 1 to 2 engines,
Okay.
it's 1 statute mile if you're there.
And then more than 2 was a half a mile.
Correct. Yeah.
And that's no matter if it's 121, 135, any of those.
Yeah, 121, 135. I think 125 as
That's
well.
125.
125 is
Like
it's
skydive.
it's use of any aircraft that is over maximum gross weight of 12,500 pounds. Is it 12.5 or is it? It's 6,000 pounds, not 12.5, sorry. Part 175 is for any operations of aircraft having a seating capacity of 20 or more passengers or a maximum payload of 6,000 pounds or more.
So
payload
skydive
capacity.
jumpers would fall under that,
Would they?
wouldn't it?
Skydive?
Uh-huh.
How, do you have a lot of passengers in there?
Both times that I went, I felt like there was at least 20 people.
The 20 seats?
Well, would have.
Do you know what plane it was in?
This was way before,
For flying?
yeah,
Was it a multi-engine plane?
don't think so.
Really? Then I doubt it had more
Like
than
they weren't
20
actual
seats.
seats, it was more like a bench.
What?
Yeah, there were two benches along. I would think it would be more than 6,000 pounds.
6,000 pounds. I got this wrong. I said maximum gross weight. It's 6,000 pounds of payload capacity. The payload
So
capacity
that would
means
be the
that's like
people and the fuel.
No, it would be,
People and baggage.
yeah.
So then, okay, maybe people and baggage, but there's no baggage, so. Jesus, open.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, they're saying examples are
So the skydiving would still be 91?
Boeing 737 business Boeing jet. Part 125 is a big plane.
Okay.
In other words, I highly doubt that a skydiving plane would fall in this.
Well, once I realized the 6,000, that the people aren't gonna be 6,000 pounds, there's
Yeah.
no baggage.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the parachutes, but.
Yeah.
You're asking good questions. They're tripping me up. Oh yeah, and if you see, you know how the A is for ultimate minimums. If you see the T,
Yeah.
what does that imply?
Alternate takeoff minimums?
Um, yeah, non-standard takeoff.
Non-standard.
Oh, what else could it show? Look it up in the TPP in the table of contents. It wouldn't be there. You're looking for,
Non-standard takeoff minimums?
yeah,
No, I'm not seeing it.
so it might just be takeoff minimums.
Oh, IFR takeoff minimums, L1.
And then, but what's the rest of that chapter called?
Takeoff minimums, departure procedures, and diverse vector areas, radar vectors.
And what radar rated?
Diverse
Diverse, yeah.
vector areas.
Yeah, so if you see the T, it could be any of those things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Departure procedures. Diverse vector areas.
Yeah, specifically it's an obstacle departure procedure.
Okay,
So when you see that, it means that there's either non-standard takeoff minimums, or there's an obstacle departure procedure published, or they have diverse vector areas. What's a diverse vector area?
ah,
We have one here.
ah. Gosh, I know that we talked about this at some point, I just can't remember.
So it's when the tower is given the ability to assign radar vectors on the clearance.
And they have to have, like,
They have to have an LOA, a letter of authorization, which is or a letter of agreement between them and Tracon, which allows them to give those vectors. And they also, those diverse vector areas come with takeoff minimums as well. So, when you look it up for Gillespie,
um,
it'll be under the takeoff minimum section.
it's the O.
L1 and we under El Cajon.
No alcohol,
Under El Cajon,
there's no, alcohol.
San Diego El Cajon. Sorry, I should have said that.
So what exactly am I looking for?
You're looking for the diverse vector area takeoff minimum.
Okay, diverse vector area. Okay. So then. It just says a heading assigned by ATC, basically no matter which runway, and then requires minimum climb. Per nautical mile,
Yeah,
so which like. I guess if this was like a question being asked, what would I be? Trying to pull from that?
this was a question being asked. What? What do you mean?
Like, was it just to find the diverse vector section?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of just wanted you to, like, looking stuff up in a book, physically looking up is just helpful for remembering what something is. And the section that it's in, and the fact that it comes with its own takeoff minimums. So how do we, you said there's a feet per nautical mile takeoff minimum. How do we convert that into feet?
72 over 60 times. Whatever it is,
And why 72?
because that's our, that's gonna be our ground speed. And it's our
Maybe, it might be your ground speed. That's in a no-win
most
condition.
likely.
Yeah. Yeah, so remember it as, yeah, ground speed over 60 times feet per nautical mile. Gives you feet per mile. So don't just go for 72. Like if you know you're climbing directly into a headwind, then you can reduce that ground speed, which is gonna increase your climb gradient. So it's to your benefit if you can include a headwind. How about takeoff, not sorry, fuel minimums, what are they? For IFR. Minimum fuel.
You need to have, enough to get you to your destination. Then to your alternate, if you have one,
Uh-huh.
and then 45 minutes of normal cruise.
Yeah.
power.
Yeah. Good.
And then so your swings are 3.5 per hour. But we typically use 5. For calculations, is that right?
Kind of.
Or was that just the PPL class they were using 5?
They might have been. There will be a time where you will want to use less than 5. Howdy.
Okay.
All right. Is there not a way to open this? Like. Um. So if you look in the POH and you go to your performance tables, you'll find gallons per hour. And I think it says, okay, you have to look at it for the actual gallons per hour burn. I know just from experience that we burn on average about 3.5 gallons per hour. But look up the performance table in the POH. And see what it says, because it depends on your altitude. There'll be times where you're trying to do your VFR flight planning. Or actually even for IFR flight planning, they might give you a really long cross-country fuel check. We can't carry that much fuel depending on people, yeah, so you might want to use the lower fuel burning to your advantage instead of just using conservative 5 gallons per hour. Use a more realistic 3.5 gallons per hour, which you can base on experience, or you can use those performance tables.
Yeah, well, there's only one left in the outside. Double. If I expect the last time, it was compared. You know? Okay, that's what they got.
Hey, how's class going? Good. Nice. Okay.
There's no rules. By SAA, by SAA, by SAA. I don't even have. Yeah. I want.
You got them?
Do you mean like that?
Yes, exactly, so.
So. We normally would be at 5,000, right? As a
Yes,
cruise?
exactly, so you can use 4.8. Or you can say, look, I know from experience that. That we do not burn that much fuel. We do not burn 4.8 gallons per hour.
Okay.
There is also no temperature conversion, not conversion, temperature factoring into that. So the density altitude at 5,000 feet could be very different. Actually, don't see that. That doesn't say density altitude?
No, it's just the engine.
Oh, okay, so it only gives it to us at 3,000 feet and 5,000 RPM, right? Okay, so that's even less detailed. So, I mean, your fuel consumption changes based on the density altitude. So you can say that there's not enough information in that table to give like a reliable fuel consumption rate. But I know from experience, this is how much fuel we burn. Being on conservative side would be using 5 gallons per hour, but you might find that you need to make a fuel stop if you're doing that. It might mean the difference of having to make a fuel stop and not making a fuel stop.
Right.
Yeah. If there's no need to make a fuel stop, then just use 5 gallons per hour and just say you're being conservative. But if you're like, oh man, I'm like right on the edge, so just bring your fuel consumption down. Then. Okay. Flight instruments. We kind of went through these yesterday.
And so what is the difference on doing a flight plan instrument versus VFR?
Do you mean a navlog?
Yeah.
The difference is that there isn't much of a difference really. It's just that you're using the magnetic courses of the airways that you're using. That's it.
Okay.
Well,
and like, you're not using visual waypoints.
You're not using visual waypoints, correct? So
You would just be putting like intersections.
no, I'd put down anytime there's a change in heading.
Okay.
Because that'll affect your ground speed.
And really, all you're doing is trying to figure out how long is this going to take and how much fuel am I going to use? Because you don't use an IFR nav log when you're flying IFR. You use your instruments to fly IFR. So it's really just for planning purposes. So you try and figure out how much fuel you're going to need in the worst case scenario. If you have to fly the entire departure procedure and you have to fly the entire approach procedure, you don't get any vectors or anything, no shortcuts, how much fuel you're going to use. Then you add in your IFR minimums, how many go to the alternate, and then 45 minutes. Then I would add in some contingency fuel for something like being held in a hold.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the way they vector us for traffic on VFR flight following,
Yeah,
do they don't necessarily do that to you in IFR?
the way they vector you in VFR.
Like I've been vectored or not, like taken off my course, like out over the water for traffic.
Yeah. Oh, they'll do that, yeah. All the time under IFR.
Okay.
Yeah. Ba, 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 ba. What checks do you want to do during your taxi?
The instrument checks, like airspeed, field elevation, altitude. VSI. That the ball swings correctly, as well as the HSI. And then for rain and
So,
the losses on.
yeah, I mean, taxi checks, you're really looking for, you're just looking to check your gyroscopic influence. Everything else you can check whilst you're stationary. But whilst you're moving, that's the only time you can actually check gyroscopic instruments is whilst moving. Everything else you can do whilst you're stationary. But you want to be focusing mostly outside when you taxi. I mean, unless it's the easiest taxi in the world, then you know, why not check all your instruments? But really, during the taxi, you should just check your the turn coordinator, which includes the inclinometer and the turn indicator, the heading indicator, and the magnetic compass, and the attitude indicator. So with the attitude indicator, you just want to see that as you turn around the corner, it doesn't tilt over. It shouldn't tilt whatsoever. And then everything else is just during like startup or the run up, all the other flight instruments. The RAIM and all of that stuff isn't part of your taxi check. In a glass cockpit, we don't have physical gyroscopic instruments. What do we use instead?
The sensors in the ECU,
What's the ECU?
engine control unit.
Yeah. What does that have to do with?
Yeah. The AHRs and the ADC.
Yeah. What do they stand for?
I got a computer altitude heading. Sound system.
AHRs. How do you spell it?
AHLRS.
Yeah.
Altitude heading
you saying altitude? What kind of instrument is it?
attitude.
There you go.
Attitude, and
Reference system.
references.
Yeah. Attitude and heading reference system. And what kind of, so you have something called a magnetometer and an accelerometer inside inside the AHRD, instead of having physical gyroscopes and a magnetic compass. You just have a magnetometer and accelerometers.
Magnetometer, accelerometer.
Yeah. What is a PFD and an MFD?
Multifunction display and primary flight display.
What is a flight director?
The flight director shows you where shows you where you should be to attain what you're trying to do
Yeah, based on what?
on settings that you put in.
Into what?
Into the primary flight display.
What? No. Where do you find the flight director button?
Here.
Where's that? Point to it on that big picture.
What is that thing called?
What thing?
A little box,
What is it called?
yeah. Or the,
Do you mean what is the manufacturer? Or what is the type of equipment?
the type of equipment where the knobs are.
Oh, you tell me. I mean, what is it? What do those knobs do?
They set, like parameters that you want to hold. So the autopilot.
Autopilot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the flight director is part of the autopilot.
Mhm.
So whatever you set in the autopilot, the flight director is going to tell you how to achieve those particular settings.
Mhm.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, what are the two types of departure procedures?
ODP, also departure procedure, and standard instrument departure procedure said.
Cool. What's the difference?
SIDS have like kind of harder procedures to adhere to, so they typically are more for like the airbenders. Then you say like, we'll never get one.
Yeah, you generally won't get a SID. I wouldn't say never, but they generally have they're generally restricted to either turboprop or turbojet aircraft. the idea is that it's used for funneling departure traffic in a certain direction.
So if it is,
Hey, yo.
Annabelle back here?
No,
if it is, what did you just say? If it's only for like a turbojet or a turboprop. Do we have to notice that? And then because we,
you won't be assigned that. If you say your type of aircraft, you're a single engine non-turboprop.
so it's not like we have to be like, oh, okay, yeah, we can't and put no SID.
No, you're not going to be given
You
a
only
SID.
put a no SID if you can technically do it, you don't want to do it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the main difference is that, well, you firstly needed clearance to fly a SID, and then and that what was I going to say? That you need a clearance to fly a SID, and that generally they have the higher of the performance requirements. That's it, really. An ODP, you can choose to fly that yourself if you want to. You can fly an ODP even if you're not instrument. If you're not flying under the instruments, you can fly it in perfect visual conditions. Maybe you want to use it at night. Could be a good idea.
But you couldn't do a SID that same way?
Correct. Yeah, you'd need a clearance to do that.
Huh?
You need a clearance to fly the SID.
So you have to have a clearance to fly a SID. And it's the harder too.
In terms of performance requirements.
So if you're flying VFR,
You need to adhere to airspace. If the ODP takes you through some airspace, then
but so like, you wouldn't be able to like accidentally fly the SID and not know that you're technically,
you wouldn't be able to accidentally fly them.
like just the maneuvering that you're doing happens to be the SID, but you're not intending to do so.
Oh. I see what you mean. Well, no, I mean, you'd be flying into controlled airspace and you'd need to be under IFR. Yeah. Let's see. What's a VCOA? Oh, actually, whilst we're on departure procedures, what are the 3 conditions that we have to meet in order to have obstacle clearance during those departures?
35 feet above the departure end. Shit. Was it at least like 200 nautical mile or 200 feet per minute climb?
200 feet per nautical mile. And so it's a gradient thing, what you do. Why do you think it's a gradient and not just feet per minute?
Because different planes perform differently.
Because different planes fly at different ground speed. So the gradient thing is to say, if you're taking off at this airport and there's a mountain here, you have to meet at least a 200 feet per nautical mile gradient.
Nautical mile, right?
Yeah. You know, you could
Just say gradient though, was the same.
have 2 aircraft. If this is the runway and this is mountain. You have two aircraft that are both flying at 500 feet per minute vertically. One is doing 500 knots and one is doing 60 knots. This one that is flying at 60 knots, doing 500 feet per minute, will easily clear this mountain. But if you're doing 500 knots this way and you're flying at 500 feet per minute, well, in 1 minute, you might be only there because you're flying so quickly that way. So that's how you, there's a way to remember, like, it's a gradient they're talking about meeting for obstacle clearance.
200 feet per nautical mile gradient.
Yeah.
I can't think of the last one.
You make the first turn at 400 feet AGL. Above 400 feet AGL.
And so, okay. There was one time way back when I was still doing PPL that we got out of SNA, like a turn heading, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So, and back then I didn't know any of this. So they wanted me to wait until 400 feet AGL before making that heading turn that they told me, right?
John Wayne, we're going to VFR. They'll probably, it probably was something slightly different. They usually say, if you're taking off on the shorter runway on the left, they'll say, make that first turn as soon as possible up, take off to offset 20 degrees to the left.
I think that might have been it.
Yeah, it's that's not radar because that's just so you keep clear of the traffic on the right.
Oh, okay. I thought it was so they could send someone faster than me right after.
No, so that you get out of the way of the other traffic.
Okay. And so that's not considered a turn before 400.
That's VFR. That's different.
Okay.
This is a SID that I just randomly saw that is not required to be turboprop or turbojet. But so runway 17 right, we can take off from 17 right with a minimum climb of 372 feet per nautical mile to 9,200 feet. On 17 left, we have to do 743 feet per nautical mile, which is not really doable, especially considering, let's see, it's up to these altitudes. So we take off and into Waggy. All aircraft maintain flight level 190. I don't know how you would do this if you're not.
So the 446 we could do. But so we would technically have to put no SID 17 left.
Say that again.
Cause you were saying that we wouldn't be able to do that 743, right?
Yeah,
891.
I actually don't know why this doesn't say turboprop or jet only, because we can, for a non-turbo to get to 19,000 feet is going to be pretty difficult. Anyway, that's just an example of one that doesn't have that particular stipulation.
But so if you notice that you can do it for one runway, but not the other,
Yeah,
would you have to notate
Yeah.
no SID for
Yeah.
217 left?
yeah. What's this X here in the middle?
A minimum crossing.
What is the minimum crossing altitude if we're flying from, let's see, we are on Victor 6, we're at Wad's intersection and we're continuing on Victor 6 all the way down past here. What is the minimum crossing altitude?
It's a little blurred.
It's always right underneath the information for the VOR.
So 11.4.
Yes. This little symbol here is what?
The changeover point.
And at what point do we change over? Say we're coming from the east.
30 DFE from VOR.
Good. What is this blue line here?
It's telling you that you're about to change altitudes on a GPS.
What altitude is about to change? Are you necessarily about to change altitude? Let's say we're flying at 16,000 feet. Your MEA, there's an MEA change for GPS. What kind of symbol is this?
Is the VORTAC with DME.
No, it's a VOR DME.
VOR.
That is a VORTAC. This airport, Dayton, is brown. Why is that so?
Because it's
You are on one at Woodman. Okay. And then. I left at Long Beach, back to the Argonne at Florence.
the civil airport.
Nope. What about this? I don't know where that airport is. What about Yarrington Municipal? Why is that green? What do we care about in the instrument log in terms of airports?
What do you do?
What's the,
Towered, non-towered?
do we care about that? What's the most important piece of information we want to know about an airport if we're flying instrument? We're at IMCE.
If it has an instrument approach?
Yeah. Yeah, so the
Brown
colors
has it, green does not.
other way around.
Green has it, brown does not.
Yes, green has an instrument approach. Brown means there's no instrument approach. Blue means that there is an instrument approach, but there are radar minimums going there. Radar minimums, or it's got a high altitude transition.
So nothing to do with GPS this time.
Correct, nothing to do with GPS.
And you said it was what, radar minimums?
Yeah. Oh. Airports shown in blue or green have an approved low altitude instrument approach procedure published. Those in blue have an approved Department of Defense low altitude instrument approach procedure and or a DoD radar minima published in the Department of Defense flips. So, you remember what a PAR is?
It's for the military, right?
Yeah, precision approach radar. Yeah. So it's the thing where you can
Use their DOE.
no, you just get told how to fly. They'll say, you know, go left, go right.
Grammarly now uses AI to help you write, not just revise. Type a prompt to generate.
November 75898, General Approach, Airplane.
General approach, 808 is 12 north of Olympia, request 808 has X-ray rating. 808, Roger. 808. Great Tower, Skyhawk 75898.
150, glide path, north for the
150, no acknowledgement.
To say,
No acknowledgement?
just basically shut up and listen.
Two direct, 30 approach at or above, 100 feet. Look at course turn rating 15.
Interestingly, he just turned left even more.
Look at course turn rating 150.
Oh, I'm so glad hardly anybody was in here for that.
Look at course turn rating slowly. A little plate to intercepting glide path.
It's this all the way down.
That would be nice to have.
Rolling out on course, turn left heading 160 on glide path, slightly above, correcting, blah, blah, blah. They take you all the way down there. That's it. That's a precision approach. If your instruments die, then just ask for a precision approach and say, it's an emergency, I'm an IMC, I need a precision approach. They have one at Miramar. How do I know they have one at Miramar? Because it's blue.
So they couldn't do that for you here.
No,
It has to be at a military base.
they. Oh, fuck, I can read what's that. They have some kind of equipment that allows them to guide you down, which they don't have.
Interesting, you'd think that they would, since like, if you're off, like they'll tell you, they'll suggest a heading, right?
Who?
Tower. Like if you were to tell them like,
Yeah,
everything on the
that's,
site.
that's just,
you know,
that's just, through them using their 2D radar. So if they wanted to guide you down vertically, they need something that's showing them both lateral and vertical path. And it has to be really precise as well. This number here, 18, what is that?
That is the leg length.
Of what? From where to where?
From the VOR to the changeover. To the MEA change.
Yeah, from Imperial to Kumba, 18. Why does it say Victor 66 and 458?
Cause it depends on which direction you're going.
No, it means that if you're going in that direction, it's eventually going to lead you to either continue on Victor 66, a continuance, or take you up to Victor 458. What's this arrow here?
I don't remember that.
Oh, it just means that you can use this leg length, this segment length, as DME to this intersection. You can identify this intersection using this DME. How about this little star here? What's that? What's 3,700?
That's your MEA.
Okay. So what could this be?
Oh, it's the Oroka?
No, it's the mocha.
Mocha.
Yeah, close. Oh man, I can't. Alrighty. We shall leave it.